On our last trip to the network, I finished the new hub at Paignton by building a massive goods yard. The station is now ready to go, but it's pretty useless unless we connect it to the rest of the network. Let's do that today via 2 new stations at Blackburn and Gateshead, creating a brand new line from Towcester to Paignton, ready to print money. Hello everyone, it's M4J here and welcome back to From Steam to Electricity here on Transport Fever 2. Once again we are here at Paignton, but we're not going to be here for long. We have got this 4-track main line here all connected up and raring to go, and today we are connecting it up to Gateshead and Blackburn and then eventually Towcester. And hopefully we are going to get all of that done today in today's episode. So should we get cracking? I think we should. First of all then, let's have a look at where we're going to connect up here in... this is Gateshead, right? Yeah. So I think the first thing we're going to do in Gateshead is realign the main road. This is not going to be a cheap project, but I think it'll be worth doing. So, congratulations Gateshead, you have a new main road. It's this one here. It's going to be quite a lot of destruction whilst we get this in, but I promise you it'll be worth it in the long run. There we are, and then from here, actually right now from here you're going to do nothing, because we need to get a railway station in first. Now for this one, I think we're going to go with this style. I think, he says, realising that actually you might need more of an ultimate station here. To build it on a slight curve. Actually no, we're going straight through, aren't we? Yeah, so we can do it more like this. I think what I'm going to do here, 1 track for now. We can do footbridge, that's fine, and we'll put I think a GWR station building is fine as well. We need it just far enough away from the town, in this kind of arrangement, that we can get a bridge up and over the rail. So I think there would be very nice indeed. From here then, we are going to do the following. We're going to add tracks like this. Another set of platforms. In theory, I know I can add all this and it will automatically do itself, but you know, whatever. An underpass, which we'll put here, and a shelter. Nice. Now actually, I'm going to redo this slightly. So I always fall into this trap. And no more am I going to fall into this trap. So what I'm going to do now is that, and that. And then I'm going to put this track on the other side like this. And then after that, I'm going to put another track like this. And then this is going to go like this. And this is the cargo side. So let me just put that underpass back in. And the roofs. What that does mean is we've now got a platform on the express track, but that's fine. Trains can just bomb through, no problem. I need cargo platform now, which is this one. And it's going to go like this. We're then going to put another couple of tracks in. Like this. Like this. Like this. And then we're going to put one more track in, because I believe Gateshead here is actually quite a busy location. Yeah, we've got a construction materials plant right here. We've got a fuel refinery here. There's a sawmill up here. Which, even though we're going to bring logs from here to here and then planks back, the planks are then going to get brought down here and then taken up to here, and then tools are going to get brought back. So it sounds a bit excessive, but I assure you it'll be worth it. We may even bring grain down here as well. So having the 4 platforms is fine. What's interesting now, though, is we've got to decide which side the head shunt is going to be, because I do like the head shunt method. It might seem a bit excessive and a bit stupid, but I do actually enjoy the challenge of having to shunt trains around like that. So we're going to stick with that. I'm also going to connect the tracks up here now as well. That's interesting. That's going slightly downhill. But if I bring it this way, it goes slightly uphill. We're going to have to bring it like this because we have to come around the back of this construction materials plant. Yeah, look, now it's climbing up again. Quite steeply. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, we have a viaduct again. Fascinating how that works, isn't it? Because that's actually quite a steep climb. So I think I'm going to undo this bit a little and actually have this go relatively flat. Yeah, and then join this up to this. And no tunnel, please. Okay. So I think the head shunt and everything should be on the opposite side of Gateshead, so the east side. Potentially. And the reason for that is I don't want... Or maybe I do. Hang on. Let me just build these first, because I can't talk and build at the same time. I think we've well established that by now. So you come around like this, you come around like this, and then you stay up to about here, I would say. And then here is where you jinx across. Yeah. Nice. That's actually looking very good. I like that a lot. That's a pretty station. We will connect this up with roads and stuff. The main thing is, if I was to now build this out, like so, let's build it to there. Build this one to match, this one to match, and then this one. Like this, and then like this. I can now build this bridge in. How big do I want it? That's the big question, isn't it? Maybe there? Does that work? Seems to. In fact, that might even be too big now. Yeah, that's really ugly. I don't like it when it does that. So what I'm going to do is cut that back as well. And then here, we could even go under. It doesn't have to be over. Let's say I did this. Down. I mean, it looks ugly as anything, but it would work in theory. Nope, that looks bad. There we go. Works. It does work. Maybe I'll do that then. Just for a bit of difference. And then what we can do is from here Yeah, I was hoping to go over the top, which I think I can still do. Say I built it to here, and then did this, and then pressed M. There we go. And then here, just build that straight out like so. That one can then connect in like so. That one like so. Build this one out like that, and then this one can come in like this. There we are. Yeah, that's a pretty good layout, I would say. Right, Headshunt. So actually the Headshunt might work better on this side. The difficulty is I don't want a grade junction here because that's what's been messing things up in the past. But I think I might have to build a temporary grade junction, crossovers I'm talking about, just to get all this in. Yeah. That might have to be my choice right now. I'm just looking to see how this would work over here. So I think this would just connect up. We could even have, yeah, like a one-way system. Maybe. I don't see how that would benefit anything. I've almost forgotten how I do these, you know. It hasn't even been a while. It's just me being forgetful. So I think what I used to do... Actually, before I do anything, I want to signal this line. That's a good idea. Why are you still... Oh, I know why you're still having a go. Because I didn't connect this end up. That is entirely on me. Sorry, Gateshead. There you go. Not that you're going to be travelling by road to Paignton for much longer. Oh no. You're going to have the super duper railway doing it. Right. Signals. Signal, 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 signal. So, I'm just going to use... No, I'm not. I'm going to use... no, I'm not. I'm going to use this. Auto sig, yes. So you are going to go... there. And there. Now these are just placement guides, of course, because there will be a point in a minute. Yeah, see, they don't line up anymore. So what I'm going to do here is turn that off and build these in a line. Now what would be really cool is if I could get these ones to line up with it as well. I think that might be a stretch. Plus, I need one of these here. So I think I'm actually going to do this one like this. Okay. Remove that, remove that. Where's the other one? Over here. Are they in a line? Not quite. Yeah, putting these in a line is always difficult. I think that is the closest I'm going to get here. And then for these ones, there, there, and there. Yeah, although these ones actually need to be combined, I think. Yes, they do. I think it's possible to replace these, no, yeah? I did that, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And then down here, you're just going to be a normal home signal. Yes, you are still one way. Good. You're going to sit there. For the departure, you here are going to sit there. And that's the first signal after departure, which I think is fine. Sure. I do need to put one... after the bridge on this line. I think one here is okay, but then I also think we need one maybe just level with these ones actually as it comes down. Yeah, And then I'm obviously going to remove that one and that one. It's always a fine operation there when you're removing signals. Okay. So now... Oh. I think I accidentally placed one with auto sig still. But actually, that's fine. We can use that as a guide. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not going to use autosig for this because I've got to line these up. So in this direction, there, and it's so annoying when they don't quite line up properly. I think it's going to have to be there. We'll have to revisit these when the gantry comes in, because these two now don't line up very well. But those three do. Which makes it, in some ways, even more painful when three of them do work and the fourth one doesn't. But those two work. So now these two aren't, are they? Yeah, already you can see they're slightly offset from one another. But it's not the end of the world. Right, so with the placement of these signals here, we now know where the junction can go. So it has to go before this, but after the platforms, which, to be honest, isn't too difficult to do. If I was to put this in here at the end of the platform itself, now we can build this in. As it's a temporary one, I'm almost tempted just to build it straight over like that. And then as that starts to curve back in, here is where we come out. Let's say 35, like so. Yeah. This then runs along parallel for a little bit. And then from here, we can connect up to that track. Or can we, actually? Maybe not. Yeah, here it needs to curve away, but flat. Like so. Reason being, this is where I've gone wrong in the past, is I've not put the correct crossovers in. So the other thing I want to do here is build... Are they going to get in each other's way there? Yes, they are. I want trains to be able to arrive and depart at the same time. So I guess that is the solution to that little conundrum. And then build that in like this. And I think this can be where our siding goes, which is this one. 3 tracks. None of that nonsense. Length, I guess 280 just for now. And I do want it to curve so that it follows the alignment of those tracks there. Oh. Oh no, you haven't got a capacity increase, that's fine. And technically I don't want a street connection here either, so I'm going to remove that. There we go. We could in theory do it like that, but this is how I've designed it. Cool. So now you run parallel out. In fact, you just run straight over to here. Although we do need a little bit of parallel running, because obviously we've got to get signals in. Now you run straight out to here. And then how's this going to work then? So I think you're just going to have to come in like this, which is a-okay with me. This one will come out and connect to this one. This one will connect to this one. However, I think these two will also have a point, and again. Actually, for this, I'm not too fussed about signal gaps and stuff. I do want you to connect over... Oh wait, you connect to this one. Like that. And then this one will connect over... Oh my god. That was mental. You will connect over to this one. Right. Let's check this. So we are missing another crossover still. For departing trains, or arriving trains actually, which is this line. So that needs to come off of here and go over to there. I'm already thinking there's no room for that, which is very frustrating because this was actually looking good. The problem is this one. That's what I need. Here is a crossover like this. But let's build it as big as I can. Reason being is then I think I can get something in, yeah, there. This can then get removed. And that can then form that line. That one I'm just going to remove entirely, I believe. You're then a double slip. That then connects into there, so that's fine. We do still have one teeny tiny little problem which might be fixed thusly. You see, that does fit, but at what cost? So yeah, I believe now this does actually all work. And it is all connected, but do I have room here? Not really. So what I'm going to do is remove this quickly. And I just need like the tiniest, the teeniest, tiniest little bit of track here. And then I can put this back in. Like so. Right, signals. One way, no. Like that, like that, like that. So if I now check this, a train coming in will come off the slow line here, into this, and then here's the problem, because it has to cross all the way over to this track, primarily, or the middle one. Meanwhile, a train leaving can... yeah, that's always going to be the problem, actually. So this design doesn't actually fix that. What this can do, though, is... In fact, it doesn't even fix that. I was going to say if a train is coming out of here into there... Actually, no, one can come out this way into here. So yeah, it somewhat fixes that problem. But even then, it doesn't do it particularly well. I am just going to change this slightly. So it does that a bit more. We could add a crossover here, or at least one here. Yeah. Alright. And then for signals, we just need the one. One there. One there. One there. And one there. So that's Gateshead. So you are Gateshead goods yard. Okie dokie. Yep, these remain terminus platforms, bay platforms. Although what I'm going to do because of that is pop this on the end. Like so. And then again, the freight stuff can be over here now, which I'm quite happy with. Do I try and line up these gantries now? I kind of want to, just to see how far off they actually are. Because some of them look really close, and then some of them look miles away. So I kind of want to do this. Gantry. This one is a 5er. Yeah, already look, you can see how far off that is. But I reckon as long as it's like touching, which that one annoyingly isn't. It's because it's on a curve. Yeah, I'm going to move that one to there. Let the autosave do its thing. And then remove that. Now I reckon I can get that in line with these now. Yeah, bam, spot on. Cool. And then these ones. We just have to do a bit more. Oh, look at that. Yep, happy with that. Very happy with that. There isn't one over here, is there? Oh, there is, but I've already placed it, so that's fine. So the next one is this one. Which, again, it looks like they are all lined up. Question is, are they all lined up? There's only one way to find out. And to be honest, this one, I don't think it needs to be a 6er. But I'm going to do it as a 6er. And they are all lined up, which I'm very satisfied by. This one is only a 4er. And again, all lined up. Very nice. This one is another 4er. They are all touching. And that counts as far as I'm concerned. So that's very satisfying. This one. Oh, they've got to all line up here, surely. Oh, no. Right, 2 of them. These 2 need to move slightly. There. And I guess there. So they're kind of embedded at the front, but they are still within the railing and stuff, so that counts as far as I'm concerned. And then finally this one. Yep. Excellent. As I said, that is very satisfying. Oh, there is one more up here. Which may be just as satisfying, if not more so. Yeah. Nice. We could, in theory, make that gantry as well. But I like the ground signals. Phew! Right. So that's that one done. And we're about halfway through the episode. So this is actually going slightly well. Almost too well. So, Blackburn. Yeah, I guess we are going to do just as much here. But the station's going to be slightly better aligned, I would say. I'm almost tempted with Blackburn. Because the freight lines are here. So instead of building all this crossover and stuff here, which means we can simplify this end of the station a bit more, I'm tempted to have this bit just be 6 tracks. Maybe pass the goods lines over the top of the passenger lines. And then at Blackburn here, I think Blackburn station might actually be slightly up on the hill here. So that it can, there might be a bridge involved, but it will create a nice alignment there. And then here it will just run down the hill slowly. Around this way and then down the hill slowly into Gateshead. So we've only got the construction materials, the iron ore and the plastic and maybe coal. So I think we can go with a slightly smaller cargo yard. I like the idea of the passenger station sitting kind of on this alignment. Maybe like here. The annoying thing is with this one, I guess we can use the hill to our advantage here, is the fact that the freight lines are on the left-hand side here, and they would need to be on the left-hand side here. But for this one, they need to be on the right-hand side. That is actually very frustrating. The alternative to that is we build the goods yard on this side and then the passenger station on the other side, which I guess we can do. So it'd actually be more this way round. We'll build it down into the slope a bit more. So it's going to kind of be there, I would say. And then we're going to, it's basically going to be an identical clone to what we've already got at Gateshead. So this, and then the platform. And then the track. The only difference here is we are going to extend the cargo out, I think this way a bit more. So we're going to do it like that. I think. I've got an idea for the headshunt here as well, which might be quite smart. So let's do that, and then we only need 3 tracks here. So yeah, I would say that is Blackburn. So I think the headshunt for Blackburn is going to be on this side. So let's build the 4-track main line up to Towcester first, and then we can come back and look at what that means for the freight connection. So let's do this, and then this. Got to remind myself here, it's a 6-track main line at this point. Let's do it like that. And then these ones can just come out like so. And like so. I am preemptively going to, first of all, name this Blackburn Goods Yard. And then I'm also going to preemptively put that on the end. And I will leave room for an extra track, just in case we do need it. So yeah, here, the 4 tracks here are going to curve around this way and then follow, might be a small tunnel here, and then it's going to follow this slope as it goes all the way down, round the back of the fuel refinery and then into Gateshead. It's a very undulating main line, this one. One might call it inefficient. One would be right. So here, I was going to put a nice viaduct in, but I think it's going to have to be kind of like this. Again, that's quite a steep climb. Not the end of the world. In fact, out of the station here, it is going to have to be flat. I guess like this. Yeah, because this is kind of an important design feature of the goods yard here. And that's literally what this is for. It's for goods yard purposes. Second from the right, I believe, is the one I need for this. Right, so yeah, here you don't need to do that anymore. I don't want tunnels. So you're going to have to curve quite sharply. And it is going to be a heck of a climb up to Towcester again now. So I think if I do something like this, and then bring it around like this, And then here, you will come around like so. Now, can I just bring that in? Yes. It's a little bit tight there with the road, but we can straighten out the road for that. That's no problem at all. So, right now, Towcester connects to Blackburn, which is excellent news. But I'm also... Right, first of all, I'm going to turn that back down to 2, and I'm going to turn that off. Otherwise, I'm going to mess this up, and it's going to be very annoying. Right. So, before I do anything else, I need to take this back. Like so. This is going to run along parallel like that. This is going to run along parallel like that. This from here is going to come out and connect like that. This is the entrance to the goods yard. The exit to the goods yard is going to be... I guess like this. In fact, yeah, what I'm going to do is build this out a little bit further and build this out a little bit further. From somewhere around here, there's going to be another connection. In fact, the 40, whatever it was, 43, that's pretty good. If I get it to 40, which was there, that's even better good. There we go. And then from here, yeah, let's do something like that. And then I'm going to remove this one and build it straight in like that. So that's the exit from the goods yard. And then we need another bit of straight track here. And then what's going to happen here is this one is going to come in 35 there is fine. You're then going to run parallel to there. This track's then going to come in like so. In fact, this one's going to come across. I was hoping all the way. There. Like that. The only problem now is there's no room to put a crossover in there. So this might have to come out just a little bit further. Only because I've got to get another crossover in here. And I think that's fine. I could, in theory, there. Yeah, there we go. So that there, that there, that there. I don't think there's any other double slips that I need to worry about. Nope, doesn't appear to be the case. Nice. And then this is the site of our headshunt. So this needs to curve a little bit more. There. Again, this is kind of like Uckfields where the track climbs away from it quite sharp, quite steep. Look at that. But I like that. That's cool. Also just realised I forgot to name this. So you are Gateshead Headshunt. Funny name. Head. And then over here we've got Blackburn Headshunt. Nice. And then the final thing that we need to do before we worry about signalling and all that malarkey is connect Blackburn to Gateshead. And then we'll have a rail connection from Paignton all the way up to Towcester, which is incredibly exciting. So let's do it. What I'm going to do for this one is... first of all, you need to come out this way. And yeah, we do get our nice viaduct still. That's cool. Although, for this first bit at least... can we build it straight? We should build it straight, really, shouldn't we? You need to be like this. The reason being is for this piece of track here. 56 is now too slow. 73 is fine, whatever. And then these two... Why are you not snapping? Why are you not snapping? There we are. Cool. And then, yeah, from here, we'll do 4-track again. Over to here. You can be a nice viaduct. What does this look like? That looks cool. I like that one. Is it gonna build it? No, it's not. It was too good to be true. Right. You like that. You like that. You like that. There we are. Unlike the one at Uckfield, we can actually afford a 4-track viaduct now. So that's also cool. And then here, I guess we could build another one. Slightly more impressive. Let's go with a different design for this one. Let's go with like that. I like that. What I'm worried about now, though, is what the climb's going to be like between Blackburn and Gateshead if I put these 2 bridges in. Hopefully not too extreme. Seriously, you're not going to let me build? Yeah, 2 there. Man, you're a pain in the ass. Right, let's just build this first. We'll worry about that bit in a minute. So I guess we could afford a tunnel here. It fits with the landscape, which is the main thing. This is a very GWR thing to do. Yeah. Might as well, right? Be rude not to. And then here, you will come around like this. And then, if I could do this in one foul swoop, that would be epic. There we go. There we go. Right. Just got to connect these ones up now. So first of all, this one to there. And then we've got this one to there. And then we've got this one to there. So we now have a full rail connection from Towcester through Blackburn, through Gateshead to Paignton. And I think these viaducts especially look pretty damn impressive, if you ask me. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is how this is all going to work, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Do you have names? No. I think I can rename these though. Maybe? No. I don't think I can name the bridges either, which is a shame, because that would have been a good members perk. But never mind. Right. Signalling. So what I want to do here is this one way, yes. Auto sig, yes. I want to place you there, and I want to place you there. There we go. And then another one there, and another one there, and it goes all the way up to Blackburn. And then here, I'm just going to turn this off because I want another one there and there. Now, how we're going to connect this up to the town, there's going to be a lot of landscaping involved because that's quite a steep slope. So what I might do is just build a road along the back here, and then if we do have a big bus stop or something, we will build it further up the road, like over in this area. I like that idea. Let's try and get these lined up first. So I need this one to be more there. And then, yeah, come along here. So this one, I'm going to try and line it up to the express track, I think, because that will look cooler. So that actually seems to line up quite nicely. And then on this side, like that. Over here, I don't know quite how I'm going to do this one. That might be offset slightly, that one. Then this one will go... Actually, if I can line this one up with this one, no. I think this is the closest I'm going to get, is there. And then on this side, it's going to be there and there, I think. We'll see how that looks momentarily. This one, I want it before the tunnel. So I'm going to build these again from scratch. So I need it to be visible as they come out of the tunnel, which is going to be like this. And then on this side, obviously, before they go in the tunnel, which is going to be like that. This side, same thing. So let's build... I might build these two first now. And then like that, yeah. These ones... I kind of like the idea of using AutoSig as a guide as to roughly where they should be, and then coming in and placing them manually to get them lined up. I guess like that. And then these ones, how are we doing for time? 47 minutes, okie dokie. So next episode is going to be planning out the lines by the looks of it. And buying new trains, which is going to be very exciting. We get to use the new loco facility at Towcester, which if you've not checked out the build of that yet, it is a members exclusive video available on the channel now. Shameless plug, I know. Can only apologise, but I've got to eat at the end of the day. So, right, those are in, and then finally over here. I guess here, if I can line it up with the edge of the platform like that, that should work. And then there is one there as well, which is fine. You can see here I'm trying to force the goods trains onto the slow line at this point. Yeah, can I get this? Yeah, there. No, I had it. There. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's incredibly satisfying. And it lines up nicely with that too. Excellent. So yeah, all that's left in this episode, I think, is going to be signalling. And then we're done. We'll have a full track connection to a massive new interchange, which is always exciting. We have a whole new range of possibilities for running trains. That, I think, works. Now we've got to do this one, which is going to be... It just works. Just works. That one worked quite nicely. This one should also then work quite nicely. He hopes. There we are. Now the one on the bridge here is going to be interesting. Oh, I clicked it and it didn't take. There we go. that actually works remarkably well. I'm very happy with that. So this one should then be the same. Although this one not quite, because these ones hang off the back a little bit. But it'll have to do. And then, yeah, what do I do with this one? So I think what I'm going to do with this one is a oneer there, and then a twoer here. Maybe a threer, just so it definitely fits. Yeah. I kind of like that. And then another threer over here for these two. Yeah, happy with that. Right, last thing then. Where are the exit signals here? Yeah, these are already wrong. So these need to be gantry signals. One way, yes. Auto sig, no. So that's going to go like that. We're going to place this in first. Like so. Again, it's so satisfying when they line up. And then what I'm going to do here is place a single signal with auto signal on. I'm hoping, yeah, that's placed them all for me. Nice. So now I'm going to remove that one. We're going to come down the line here. We're going to turn auto sig off, and then we're going to try and line these up. So those are lined up, and then these ones. I hope that works. One way to find out. Yep. Nice. I guess what I could do now then, if I'm happy with these placements, is place the gantry first and then try and line up everything else to that. Yeah, see, straight away problem. That one works, which means that one just about clings on. I think that one's going to have to go there, which I've seen worse. This is quite a short stretch of track, all things considered, I would say. So it's not the worst. Again, that doesn't quite line up how I wanted it to, but that one does. And then that one goes off kilter again. I've got to remember this when I'm building curvy tracks. Is I've got to line up signal gantries at some point. Again, though, it's actually gone surprisingly well, this. I don't know whether it's just I'm getting better at the game, or... I did have a comment recently, someone asking, are you still using horse-drawn carriages? And I was like, yeah, we really need to advance the clock in this game. So that is something that is on the agenda. You'll see I started the timer again in the bottom right on point, was it 0.4? No, 1/4, 0.25, that's what it is. Because, yeah, we need to get out of the horse-drawn cart phase. We're technically there. We've got traction engines and stuff now. It's just, I think we need to get to diesels. You know, petrol-driven vehicles. Not so much diesel trains, although that will be helpful as well once we get to it. Come on, gantry. Doesn't quite... Yeah, that one needs moving. This one doesn't quite line up as well as I'd hoped. But, I mean, that works, doesn't it? And then I think there's one more here. How can I get that one to flip? There. Which is going to be useful. Like so. Temptation here is to actually have it span 7 tracks for this one, so it covers the headshunt as well, although that does create a floating thing, so we're not going to do that. I think there's enough of a gap that it doesn't matter too much anyway. There. And then we are going to do one more set. And this will need to be a 6 across like this, and this is mainly for trains in this direction, not necessarily the other direction. There we are. Oh, of course that goes there. Of course that goes there. Why would it not... Ugh. Are you kidding me? Hang on then. What if I placed it there instead? I think there's enough space. What I could do is offset it a bit more. These two, or at least that one. This one can go a bit more like that. You're floating, aren't you? Yeah. That's fine. There, actually. That should be fine. If it is too close, I'll just move it back a little bit. But yeah, I like that. That looks really cool. And then one more thing, just to really sell the illusion of how this has evolved over the years, is we're going to do that. Rustify the middle track there. In theory, that could have been used for a depot or something, but I like the idea of having dedicated depots along the main line. I'm tempted to build one at Paignton as well, but we'll see. Right. There we go then, folks. We have a complete thing. A complete route. That's the word I was looking for. We're now linking Towcester all the way down to Paignton. And next episode, we're going to get some freight lines running in and around these towns. We're going to get passenger lines running in and around these towns. And then we're going to get rail lines running to connect it all together, which is the main exciting bit, which I'm very much looking forward to doing. So, until then, folks, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far, drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and until next time, I will see you soon.